Chelsea Handler just roasted Blake Lively.
Will disappoint or horrify us. So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni.
The second Chelsea Handler grabbed the mic at the Critics' Choice Awards, Blake Lively's reputation took a nosedive it might never bounce back from. What looked like a harmless joke was actually Hollywood's clear signal that they've washed their hands of her. The leaked messages between Blake and Justin Baldoni tell a completely different story than what her legal claims allege. And we've got the exact quotes that turned a room packed with Alistairs into a crowd laughing at Blake. Definitely not with her.
It ends with us, guys.
She does make fun of Justin and Blake, but the fact that she's making fun of it at all shows she doesn't believe Blake. And I think that's incredibly telling. And to see Hollywood celebrities in this room laughing at her and agreeing with her that, like, we're over this, stop Blake, this wasn't worth it, is so damning to her case. Now, I find it offensive to Justin a bit because Justin got totally screwed in this situation, it seems, potentially, right? And so I don't like that about it, but she's knocking them both. She's sort of saying, like, enough, you two, this is ridiculous, why is this even a thing? And to me, that means it's a knock on Blake. I want you to watch this joke. Let's see how you guys take it.
I am your DEI host, Chelsea Handler.
But celebrity's already nervous.
I want to acknowledge that we've been through a lot lately, not just here in Los Angeles, but our entire country. Waking up every day, not knowing what news we're going to hear that will disappoint or horrify us. So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you.
Now, right there, Orlando Bloom is laughing. It's so telling to see him laugh. Like, yep, this is ridiculous. Why are we here, Blake? Because again, you gotta remember, Blake filed this suit, not Justin. Blake filed this suit. And if all of Hollywood is really believing her and Ryan, well, then why are they laughing at this? Because this shouldn't be funny. This shouldn't be funny if we are seriously taking Blake's case so serious, which we're not. No one is, because her case has no evidence. It's complete nonsense. He called me sexy and asked how much I weigh when he has a back problem. It is absurd what she's accusing him of, as we've broken down. And the evidence he's provided so far is showing she's not telling the truth. So people are clearly paying attention. It's all Hollywood can talk about. To see them laughing here,
for providing us with that distraction. I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful. And I think we're good. I think everybody in this room, no matter whose side you're on, we can all agree to accept that there's probably not going to be.
Was it comedy or a coded message? When Chelsea Handler took center stage at the Critics' Choice Awards, she wasn't just cracking jokes, she was delivering a verdict. With her trademark grin and sharp timing, she leaned into the mic, and every Alistair in that glittering room braced for what was coming. And when it landed hard. Her target? Blake Lively? This wasn't your average award show zinger tossed into the air. This was a carefully aimed shot in the middle of one of Hollywood's messiest controversies. One line and it detonated. Thanks for giving us that distraction. We appreciate it. I think we're good now. That wasn't off the cuff. It was deliberate, biting, and clearly loaded. A comedic dart aimed straight at Blake's legal battle with Justin Baldoni. The message between the lines. The industry's patience had run out. They'd had enough. Enough drama. Enough noise. Enough of Blake. What turned that line into a cultural flashpoint wasn't just the joke itself, it was the fallout. This wasn't awkward giggles or forced applause. It was real laughter, bold, unmistakable, knowing. Cameras didn't lie. It caught actors smirking, nodding, breaking into full-on laughter. Not laughter with Blake laughter at her. That was the moment the air shifted. Chelsea wasn't going rogue with a punchline. This was a room full of Hollywood insiders cheering on a public takedown of someone who'd long been seen as untouchable. Chelsea didn't tiptoe. She didn't hide behind euphemisms. She zeroed in on the lawsuit and said aloud what others had only whispered, that it was a spectacle. Her final quip, "I think we're good now," wasn't just a joke. It was a mic drop. Sounded like Hollywood slamming the door shut on Blake's story in seconds. The moment exploded online. Not the winners, not the speeches, just that joke. Social media caught fire. It wasn't just comedy fans sharing clips. It was fans, critics, insiders. The story shifted. Blake, once media protected and PR approved, had become the punchline. That Handler moment felt less like a roast and more like a reckoning. And the precision of her words hints at something deeper. This didn't feel random. It felt orchestrated. In an industry where everyone plays it safe, it takes more than guts. To call out a star like Blake, it takes backup. Chelsea knew the room had her back. Those stars laughing on camera weren't nervous about fallout. They weren't hesitating. They were making a statement. Blake wasn't their problem anymore. That kind of unity in a room like that, it doesn't happen unless the shift has already started. And clearly it had. Hollywood made its choice, and Blake wasn't part of it. In the long timeline of award show moments, this one may end up being pivotal, not just because it was funny, but because it exposed the moment Blake. Lively's carefully built image began to unravel right in front of an audience that once adored her.
There's probably not going to be a sequel. It ends with us, guys.
Like, I think that face right there, who is this celebrity though? Their stupid ad is blocking it. But this sums up Hollywood in a nutshell. Oh God, please don't show me a laugh. I don't want to get Blake and Ryan mad, but it's funny. Please don't cut to me. Please don't cut to me. Oh God, it's funny though, and I have to laugh at it because this whole thing's ridiculous. And yes, it's been such a wonderful, dramatic distraction, but and that's now how Hollywood is treating it. Now, I've been waiting to see who, at these Hollywood award shows was actually going to step up and make some jokes. So props to Chelsea Handler. I think she could have gone harder. I think she could have gone more on Blake and Ryan, but she's playing in the middle. But all I will say is this is not, Blake Lively's not good at this. So if you're mad that she's calling out Justin too, in a way, if enough you guys, I would challenge back. This is absolutely not good for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. To see the Critics' Choice Award, which is a lot of critics and people coming in, it's press and people who review the films or at least hobnob with the studios. They're there trying to be nice to all the celebrities. And then the celebrities are there, nominated for these awards along with some studios. So this is a very big Hollywood event and a sort of a press Hollywood event. And so to see them all basically mock this lawsuit is what they're doing, which Chelsea Handler's doing, and they're all laughing with her.
Just as Chelsea Handler delivered a scathing monologue targeting Blake Lively on national television, another far more damaging revelation was quietly taking shape in the background. While the audience chuckled at Blake's expense, something serious was happening in the courtroom. Justin Baldoni's legal team was preparing their knockout punch. And the centerpiece of their strategy? Blake herself, or specifically her own digital trail. The messages they submitted into evidence didn't just undermine her claims. They completely dismantled them in a way no one foresaw in her lawsuit. Blake portrayed Justin as a relentless figure who ignored boundaries and left her feeling exposed. Even accusing him of walking into her trailer without permission while she was breastfeeding, the allegations were grave, potentially career-ending, rather than counter with blanket denials or media-friendly statements. Justin came armed with precise, time-stamped proof. The messages told a story that stood in stark contrast to Blake's account. Not only was Blake comfortable with Justin at the time, she had actually invited him into her space. The very moment she described in court documents as disturbing and intrusive was based on their text exchange, relaxed and routine. Their dialogue reflected ease, not alarm. Friendliness, not fear. What had been painted as misconduct now looked more like mutual trust and familiarity. Legal analysts following the case were floored. One seasoned attorney, unaffiliated with the case, called it one of the clearest examples of legal self-sabotage in celebrity history. "It's like claiming someone trespassed after you handed them your house keys," they remarked. But the most eyebrow-raising text wasn't about the incident at all. In one shocking message, Blake casually referred to Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift as her loyal dragons, implying she could unleash her influential friends as a form of pressure when needed. That message shifted public perception drastically. Suddenly, Blake's case no longer seemed about seeking accountability. It looked like an attempt to weaponize fame and friendships for personal advantage. Justin's legal team didn't stop with texts. They submitted behind-the-scenes footage showing Blake and Justin laughing together, hugging between takes, and generally appearing at ease throughout the filming process. The contrast between those candid moments and the emotional turmoil described in her filings was stark and telling. Rather than step back or reconsider their position, Blake's lawyers intensified their efforts. They issued new subpoenas targeting even more of Justin's private correspondence, a move many legal professionals criticized as a last-ditch fishing expedition. Observers say the case has taken a dramatic turn. What once seemed like a straightforward accusation aimed at a powerful Hollywood figure is now unraveling into a credibility crisis for Blake Lively herself. Each new development, each piece of contrary evidence, chips away at her reputation both in the courtroom and in the eyes of the public. And at this point, the damage may be beyond repair.
What do you think that tells you about how Hollywood thinks about this lawsuit? It shows me they're not on board.
Those jaw-dropping messages were just the spark that set off Blake Lively's downward spiral. What began behind closed doors has erupted into the spotlight of Hollywood's biggest stages, and the consequences haven't let up. Once guarded by the industry's unwritten code of silence around its elite, Blake is now center stage for all the wrong reasons. The laughter that rang through the Critics' Choice Awards wasn't out of courtesy, was a defining cultural shift, signaling that the industry's once impenetrable shield around her has shattered. In an era when stars used to be protected at all costs, it's becoming clear Blake no longer gets that privilege, and nowhere is that more obvious than in her fractured friendship with Taylor Swift. A relationship once thought unbreakable is now reportedly strained. Sources say Taylor was blindsided by leaked texts in which Blake described her as a fierce weapon to unleash in personal vendettas. That portrayal allegedly clashed with Taylor's carefully managed image, and she didn't appreciate being dragged into the mess. Now, with speculation swirling that Swift could be pulled into the courtroom drama, her team is said to be scrambling to keep her far from the crossfire. But the ripple effects extend even further. In a jaw-dropping industry shakeup, the William Morris Agency, one of Hollywood's most powerful firms, cut ties with Justin Baldoni during the height of the firestorm. Initially, it looked like a devastating career hit. But behind the scenes, insiders believe it wasn't Baldoni's choice at all. It was allegedly the result of pressure from Blake and Ryan Reynolds. They pushed hard, one executive claimed, anonymously. Blake and Ryan didn't want him involved and tried to make sure he lost backing. If that tactic was designed to isolate Baldoni, it appears to have spectacularly backfired. Instead of derailing Baldoni, the move made Blake look increasingly calculated and vindictive. What may have once been interpreted as a defensive move is now being viewed as a strategic smear job. Baldoni's attorneys have backed that angle, insisting the campaign against him was never about misconduct. It was about muzzling his voice. And this isn't just about image anymore. His $400 million lawsuit goes beyond clearing his name. It's a full-on confrontation with Hollywood's hierarchy. It's a bold assertion that he has proof allies, the momentum to take on a former Hollywood darling. And the tides are clearly turning. That uproarious moment at the Critics' Choice Awards wasn't simply a good punchline. It was Hollywood exhaling, a sign that the industry is done playing along. For years, Blake's carefully manicured, persona graceful, charming, endlessly likable was maintained through top-tier publicity, flawless appearances, and glowing press. But that facade is cracking fast. As the 2026 court date looms, every public move she makes will be dissected under a microscope. And in a business where your name is your brand, the industry seems to be quietly shifting its loyalty elsewhere.
I think Conan O'Brien's going to go there. Conan O'Brien's hosting it. Just like Trevor Noah, I think he's going to be more polite. He's very kind and nice. If he makes a joke, I would be impressed. He would do it well. He's not a salacious comedian. and I don't see Conan going there. But on the red carpet and everything else, will others dare to ask these celebrities questions? Will they react? That's the big question. So what do you think by this joke? Was this enough? Should we have gotten more from her? Do you demand that Hollywood be making more jokes about this? Or do you find this offensive that they're even joking about it in the first place? Personally, I thought it was pretty funny. Like I'm kind of the question I keep asking as my wife just walked in, so I'm wrapping up this video so we can get up quick. Are we over this story? Like, there's a part of me that's like, yeah, it shouldn't even been here for Justin's sake. But at the same time, now I'm invested because I do feel like Justin got absolutely hosed in this. And unless Blake's dropping something to warrant all the things that she did to him, Justin deserves justice. Justin deserves to get his Wayfarer back where it was. Justin gets to deserve to make more movies. And that, to me, is what we are still now reporting.
As this Tinseltown battle heats up, one thing is crystal clear: this case is going to trial. Court filings reveal that settlement talks are off the table, with neither side willing to blink. What's coming next is a dramatic courtroom face-off, packed with high drama. For Blake Lively, Chelsea Handler's scathing joke was just the prologue. With the 2026 trial drawing near, every step Blake takes, whether it's a press junket or a glam carpet stroll, will be analyzed under a relentless spotlight. The once golden aura she carried now faces a multi-year gauntlet in an industry known for its harsh glare. The commentary has already started pouring in, with Chelsea's sharp jabs and the audience's roaring laughter painting a picture of shifting public mood. Blake now stands at a crossroads. Keep pushing forward in a legal war that's turning against her, or figure out an exit from a conflict that's quickly spiraling beyond control.